So we are live on both channels. Finally, let's give folks a few seconds. See, yeah, once we have people here, so we can get started. Uh, I was trying to do it 45 minutes this morning, depending on who's online, what are interests. I was planning to cover, the publishing process. Got some questions there. Talk a little bit about my experience. Yeah, if you have any question, feel free to type in the comment section. Morning from Toronto, Canada. I'm holding my morning coffee from the Canadian national brand Tim Hortons. Uh, they dominate all the coffee market. Okay, so Canada's banking industry is always dominated by some big players, right? Oligopoly. Um, yeah, the coffee is pretty mild, and actually they have some coffee shops open in China. I went back to China last December and find one around the corner. They do not sell regular coffee. They sell all the fancy, latte stuff, and all the one latte, and the taste is not very good. But anyway, you have the brand and Tim Hortons in China. I think I'll just go through a few questions I received lately. So uh, if you have a question, you can always type in the Making Live or in the YouTube channel. Um, so my educational background is I studied finance and banking in my bachelor program back in China. So I studied 4 years there. Then after that, I went to Ottawa, the capital for Canada. Yeah, some people do know that, but Toronto is the capital. Ottawa is the capital Canada, sitting between the English zone and the French zone. Uh, so great place to study there. Study for my master for economics. Then I started my career at a company called Hudson's Bay Company. It's a retailer, right? So it is the English, the East Indian company. They started to do the trade, they bought furs from the native people, right? And sold them the teas. That's how they got started. So even longer than the Canada itself, right? So over 300 years history. So actually, this is the name, right? Hudson's Bay Company. Hudson's Bay, Hudson's Bay Company. So I applied for a credit card just before the holidays. Now it's run by a company called New Financial, the New Bank. So I was there when the retailer still owns everything, owns the portfolio, a lot of cash for the retailer. Then around 2005, 2006, that was the peak of the economic cycle, right before the great financial crisis. So that was a trend that the banks, they were approaching this retailer, saying that you can sell those portfolios to the banks. We are good at what we're doing, managing loans, right? So issuing cards, get that off your balance sheet, but then you can access quite a bit of the cash flow. But you just worry about that. You focus on what you are doing. That's the merchandising, everything. Yeah, that's all the large retailer they got up, right? Like Macy's credit card, Sears credit card, and the U.S. Banks, they came up north to Canada, and the Hudson's Bay Company portfolio was sold to GE Capital at that time. So I move on with the portfolio. That's how I joined GE. Okay, that's how I got started in the consumer finance industry. How I chose the job as my first job, I think it suited me because it requires some quantitative skills, right? Statistical analysis, computer programming, right? Simple ones. But also it's close to the reality, right? Close to the consumer's daily life. So you can see the impact in comparison to if you are doing some theoretical work, right? That, um, so yeah, I think it suited me well. So yeah, I chose that as my first job, and then that's my career. Right? So after the great financial crisis, actually, yeah, when the financial crisis is still actively developing, GE was acting pretty fast, right? They sold the portfolio because they try to get out of the business. Business was doing good overall, the finance. They at one time they earned more than 50% of the profit per GE. But investors at that time they were concerned. They didn't understand, what kind of finance GE got into, and they were concerned, right, given what's going on in the market. So GE was a pretty fast to exit all the secondary market, other than US, right? Canada is secondary market, so they sold the portfolio, and lay off the people in the back office. They still retain all the people in the call center, right? That's part of the agreement, and so I move on to work for a couple of Canadian banks, right? First CIBC, then BMO. At CIBC, that's how I got to work on different products other than credit card, right? That's life credit, personal loans, and overdrafts. Together, that was about 10 billion portfolio. Then at BMO Bank of Montreal, I was there to in the centralized analytical credit strategy team, really from the customer level view, right, to manage the credit card, life credit, like direction. So that was a good progress. Broaden my horizon. Then in 2015, I decided to explore a bigger market, right? And actually look at the South, the US, close to Toronto, Canada, close to home, but also just offer a big market, right? So I started work there since 2015, and that's about, yeah, almost 10 years, right? Yeah, this year 2025. So that's how I moved into the US. And there I first worked for Wells Fargo, that's the money center bank or national bank. Then I moved on to work for a regional bank called the Union Bank of California. And last few years I worked for the real bank called Spruce. It's launched by HR Blog, text company, because I was exploring different financial institutions, right, within the ecosystem. I really try to broaden my horizon, so learn different business, how they want to manage the portfolio at the stages I have them, right? For HR Blog, I basically came back to the non-bank business, right? Have a non-bank business launch their financial services. So that's always constant trend, right? You see, 20 years ago, retailers were trying to do that. 20 years later, people are still trying to do that. Right? So just it makes sense to offer the financial services when people interact during their daily life, right? When they purchase something, there's financial services. So That's the so-called embedded finance, right? The term was not there 20 years ago, but it gains popularity in recent years. But it's the same idea, just on different technology platform. Okay. What's the difference between the US and Canada? The two countries are pretty similar in many aspects, right? So, primarily English speaking population, but you also have a big population speaking different language. I think Canada's French. In the US, there's Spanish, right? Even for FIs, you have to serve both yeah, populations, right? And in Canada, it's more oligopoly. The banking industry is dominated by big five banks. They pretty much occupy more than 80% of market share for every single product. Then for the US, it's less so. It's more competitive, although over time you still have the top ones. They are gaining the market share, right? So the top four right now in the US, they probably control 40–50% of the market. But there are still many other banks, right? So fintechs, credit unions. So for the rest. In the US, I think one thing is interesting that they were very comfortable to rely on the third-party models, right? Rely on third parties to manage the loans. There are goods and bads. The good thing that you can really leverage what each institution's strengths, right? What they're good at. Some people are good at for a customer, bring them on book, then they shift it away, right? To other people manage the loans. But however, you have to be very careful because when you segregate those responsibilities, sometimes the key thing like risk management might fall through the cracks. That's what happened in 2008, right? So great financial crisis. I think the lesson learned, regulation has been tied up. But again, you still see similar models, right? Like the back-end service in recent 12 months, 18 months, it's the same idea, right? When you involve third parties, you have to be really careful. Okay. Other than that, I think in terms of product itself, many are very similar. Both Canada and US, they offer very similar products from credit card all the way to mortgage. Although mortgage, the US has the 30-year right fixed rate mortgage, which is really good for consumers because they can not pay the low rate, right? Even though they sign up during the high rate time, but they can refinance when the rate is low, then lock in for another rest of their mortgage term. So as long as it's 30 years. Canada is different, right? More similar to the Australia, UK. They offer rate up to 5 years, right? You can fix at most 5 years. So eventually they tend to flow along with the market rate, which protects the bank, right? So consumers, they shoulder more risk. That's exactly what's happening in the last 2 years when the interest rate was hiked, right, by central banks everywhere, almost everywhere. But the consumers, if you are not prepared, you have to shoulder sharply increased mortgage rate, 30% or more. Yeah. Real life defense, is it effective or not? I know many people have questions about the freelance defense, and it evolved over the years, right? So they have a slightly different model in the last couple of years. I think the thing is whether you like it or not, they are here, right? That's the prevalent setup you have to work with. I think that there are merits in that you do have an internal control balance. The bad thing that in some institutions they might develop too much internal control struggle. I think that has more to do with their individual advanced culture instead of the framework itself. Because I've seen framework used in some other places, but in some places they are definitely struggling, right? Maybe not the quality. So that's my view of the three lines defense. Yeah, I think it's important for us to work, understand that, under the spirit of that, and how consumer credit evolves throughout the economic cycle. Yeah, it's interesting when you look at a few years ago, right, 4 or 5 years ago, there were many product companies. Today, they do not exist anymore. Okay, so consumer credit really is a long cycle business, right? As long as 10 years for every business cycle, but are you trying to only live a few years, make money, and you're gone? Well, like, there's nothing wrong with that if that's your business model. But for most consumer credit products, you are supposed to stay here for the long haul. Yeah, you are supposed to live through the business cycle. I think last few years, I think it offers a good reminder of the market participants, right? So you really have to design your product, design a strategy in a way that can last over time, right? So when I worked at GE, the chief risk officer was that the way we look at financial products is to ensure that the product has survived 3 business cycles. Then we will call it a truly market tested sustainable product. So why 3 crisis? Why 3 business cycles? Because every crisis is different. Right? You survive one, but not survive the second. So I think that was a really good moment for me to understand that perspective, right? I think that emphasize the long-term thinking you need for consumer credit. Right, we're here for the long haul. So yeah, I move on to the book. Okay, so some people they are interested to know when the print book will be officially launched. I would say that right now I received the print copy, right? Print copy, I reviewed that. There's some minor mistakes, typos. So I have worked with my typesetter, the formatter, to fix that. And right now I'm gathering a few more pre-orders, so I can get first batch of the print out. So that will be the late February 22nd. This is my official print book launch date. Yeah. So although if you pre-order the book, you might receive that early. So because I use a local print shop to print the first batch, so I can send to those who pre-ordered, and so they sent shop actually sent me a sample. This is also a sample, so I should have that ready in mid February, and it goes out to people who already pre-ordered. Yeah, thank you for those who pre-ordered my book, because the fund was used to pay my the cover designer, the editor, the formatter. So there's some cost involved, right? So yeah, thank you for your pre-order. So it's coming your way, okay? It's coming your way in a few weeks. And the official launch date will be February 22nd. The reason is why that give me enough time to really organize everything, put online, and also it's a second edition, right? Second edition, I figured out to choose the February 22nd, so we have 222. It's easy to remember. Okay, just keep that in mind. So, a couple of people join. Yeah, thank you for joining. So, still new on this platform, on this live thing. I know some people join, but I cannot see your names. But thanks for joining. If you have any question, feel free to type in the comment, either on LinkedIn or you can hop over to the YouTube, my YouTube channel. So search risky word. You can also type your question there. For the books, a few people actually approached me and asked me about the publishing process. There are two ways to publish a book. One is that the traditional way, right? You approach your potential publisher. You pitch your book ideas, right? So if they think your book idea is good, in the sense that there is a market to that, they can earn money along with you. They will offer you a contract. They sign a contract. They will advance you some money, right? And if your book sells about a certain threshold, and you can earn royalty. Let's say a few dollars for each copy. So that's how the traditional work. But the recent trend is that, like in every industry, decentralization is the trend, right? And the technology allow you to do many things itself, including publishing. So the other way that's what I'm using is self-publish. Right. So because today, for example, like Amazon has a KDP division. It helps people to publish their work and sell. Many people do not know that, but they forgot that Amazon started as a bookstore, right? So they know how the book business works. So that's a major channel. However, there are other print-on-demand business services like GrabSpark. That's another one. But anyway, with the print-on-demand services, how it works that you have your book ready on the platform, right? But there's a very little inventory or no inventory in the warehouse. Whenever people orders that online, click the button, then the order goes into the print shop. So they will print the book, right? Then ship to the rate. So that's the print-on-demand model. When the author uses this model, I think you are in more control, right? Regarding which editor you want to work with, cover designer, typesetter. But that means you have a lot of work to do, right? So you're doing the publishing work. So you work with publisher, the publisher will do everything for you. You can still have input. But for self-publishing, you need to organize that for everything. And you can control the pricing pretty flexible. And but in either case, right, whether you work with traditional publisher or you self-publish yourself, you need to do promotion yourself, right? So it does not happen like you release out there, then it fly off the shelves. That's a dream of every author, but it does not work that way. So especially when it comes to non-fiction book, the average copies. I don't know if anyone knows the average copies of non-fiction book, the volume. The live sales is 400 books. It's 400 books. And do you know if how many copies my book was sold? Yeah, you want to take a guess? So I can tell you, my first edition was released in early 2021. So now it's early 2025. It's 4 years, right? 4 years. I use multiple channels. Amazon, Ingram Spark. There's some electronic ebook sites, right? I also list the book on my own website. So cumulatively, I don't have an exact number, right? But I'm estimating that's between 1,200 and 1,500 copies. So 1,200 copies and 1,500 copies. So somewhere around there. Okay. So just to give you an idea. It's not yeah, a lot. But I'm happy with the number, right? Because the thing about so the reader for this book is really so my first edition, right? First edition. The reader of the book is really the credit professionals, and each of you, you probably manage 500,000 customers, right? In a portfolio or a set of portfolios, and in many cases you manage multiple million, several million portfolios, right? Easy. And there's a lot of decisions around the portfolios. There's origination, collections, from volume, there's line management, right? Increase, decrease, operation. So each person, if you can take some ideas from the book, you will make decisions impacting millions of consumers. And you times that by 1,000, right? So it's a big number. So I'm happy to have my book reached over 1,000 professionals, and I hope my second edition will reach even more, right? So we'll reach even more. So, okay. Okay, so that's about the book. Oh, by the way, for the upcoming launch, right? So I'm doing something fun. Added a quiz on my on the LinkedIn page I created for my book. It's just called the Unsecured Lending Risk Management. I'm posting a quiz there, so whoever answers most questions right before the print book launch day, before the February 22nd, you will have a chance to win yeah, you will win a copy of the print book. Okay, so if you win the most questions correct, yeah, if there's time with smart people, everyone will get a copy. Okay. So hopefully you can go there and subscribe to the page, follow the page, and so you can have a chance to answer questions. Really easy questions. Some questions will be about these. If you attend today's session, you will have an edge against others. Yeah. Another thing I want to share is that I do have a package deal, so offered on my site. If you look at my site, the ThinkWith site, right? The ThinkWith site. So if you buy 5 copies, whether it's electronic copies or print copies, you can have that sent to different individuals, right? If you want to give it as a gift to someone, so just give me the email and or mailing address of those people, so I will make sure they have a copy. So you get discount of that, and also you have a chance to collaborate with me. So you can earn some commissions for my future book sales. Yeah, if you are up to that, right? But first, I hope you think first you think the book is valuable. You think others should read it as well. So yeah, consider the five copies package. Okay. Take a look at there. About the social media, yeah, some people ask me, how you get started on social media. So I use social media pretty late, right? So I'm a Generation X, so not a millennial. I did not grow up with social media. I have my phone. I don't really use it much because at that time at office I have an office phone. At home I have a home phone. So cell phone just for interesting. So I have the old that was not even a flip phone. That's a blue flip. So that phone for a while. The real first smartphone I got, yeah, I did not really use that. Like I did not use it as smartphone. I use it still as a regular, like, for emergency. The first time I began to use the app is really 2015. So yeah, begin to download some apps. So on the phone, that's pretty late, right? But a few years ago, I began to realize that the social media that enabled by smartphone technology is creating big impacts to our societies, right? So a few years ago, there are two events. One is the January 6th riot at Capitol Hill. That's 4 years. At that time, during the administration change in the US, right? So social media was a big factor. So another thing is that it's yeah, the Robin Hood, Reddit investors, they are arming together to bet on the GameStop, AMC stock, right? So they took out the big guys, big hedge funds in Wall Street. That's a pretty fascinating. This just tells you like whether you like the result or not. It's a fact that social media is playing a big way in the individual's life, right? Whether it's political or financial decisions, and we can at aggregate level they can create huge impact. It's because the social media allow everyone to have their ideas out there, and if you find people with common interests, right? So if you are looking at this right now, most likely you are working in consumer credit, you have some interest. So that's why I think I started to post yeah, it's more often since probably really 2022, right? So last 3-4 years. Uh, it's all experimental for me to explore how to use the social media to get your works out. Uh, do you have to do that? No, I don't think so. I don't think you have to do it because I know many people, yeah, they live a pretty good life, right? So whether personal life, professional life, yeah, they're great, but they are not on social media. They are not on any social media. That's fine. Maybe is do whatever is comfortable, yeah, with yourself, right? If you feel like you want to say something, um, yeah, just say it. Right? All the platforms out there. You can write short, you can write long. There are really no rules. There are no rules, right? So, but if you do write, I would say write at a frequency that's sustainable for you, not to put too much burden on yourself. You can publish, write something once a week, that's fine. Once a month, that's fine. You don't need to do it every day, right? So I don't do it every day. So there's some time I do it maybe a few days in a row, but sometimes I take a break, right, for 2 weeks. That's fine. Whatever you want. So, but it is a great way to get your thoughts out. And but I think the biggest thing that what it benefits me is that it helped me clarify my own thoughts. Right, when you try to write down, you have to keep it organized, and also it's you don't want to write too long, right? So if you can make your point across within 100 words, 20 words, right? Let's do that. Okay? So yeah, so it's easy in one sense, but it's not easy on the other sense. So, but anyway, so if you feel like you want to do it, you are on the fence line, I would say, yeah, just go ahead, write something, publish something. The good thing that if you are small, have a small audience, so there's really not much negative impact, right? So don't be afraid, people will judge you. So in my case, is people will not see your content. The most of your network probably will not even see your content. So if they see your content, probably because it's relevant, it's good, right? Some people are interested, they click that, so the algorithm will propel that to more your audience. So yeah, that's a good thing. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how many people are still here. I think I will just carry on for the 12 o'clock. Yeah, 12 o'clock Eastern time, so we can call it up. Okay, just quick chat before there any other messages. Yeah, back to the book publishing. If you are looking for any ideas, I'll say that there are many things that people they are interested in. They can find the good resources. For example, for secure lending, right? So I know the unsecured lending, but what about secure lending? Like car loans, for example, right? Mortgage, uh, small business loan, right? Small business that could be unsecured loans. I have people asking about books on these topics. So there are some out there, but I would say if you have some interest, you want to dedicate some time on it, so go for it. There's a space, out there. And the reason not many literature out there is because writing a book is it takes time, right? It's the revenue versus the cost time you spend on is it does not earn big money. That's for sure, right? So I told you I sold over 1,000 copies. What I got? What I got is I got a laptop up with my laptop, Chrome, Chromebook, right? So to a laptop. Then the rest is just for my coffee. It's my coffee money. That's it. You don't earn big money from it. So I think that's the reason why there's less literature out there. Uh, but if you do want to help the community, right? So keep the thoughts organized, share it in a way to benefit others. Yeah, I would say go for it. If you have any question, you can come to me. Uh, I can give you some guidance. If you want to collaborate, uh, yeah, we can talk about that. But I think I would be very selective because just the time involved to publish a book is a lot, right? But you feel like you cannot do it alone, you want to collaborate with someone, in the consumer lending space, let's talk. Let's talk. See how I can help. Okay. I think the book is still it's a great way to have the information organized. It's more a systematic way, right? So there's a lot of information right now flowing on the internet, social media, blog posts. Uh, no doubt you can benefit from that, right? But at some point in time, you need to have those different dots, right, connected to a picture. Uh, the work has to be done by itself. However, I think a book will help you to develop that framework faster, right? Because it offers the authors, and you can leverage on that, right? Modify that framework and create your own framework. That's the whole idea of this book, right? I consider the book is more like the bedrock right? So in the river, so on the top you have the flowing water. So that's more like the like social media, right? So some of the more latest news, right? But underneath there's some fundamentals. That's what I try to capture, right? In read the book. What's the fundamental concepts for SQL lending for risk management? Yeah. So again, if you want to write a book, yeah, go for it. Okay, not so much on the financial upside, but it's more on the your fulfillment of you know you have your idea organized and pass it on to a greater community. You can influence more people that way. It's more intangible. Yeah, I'll say it's more intangible. If you have any question about the book publishing, come to me. So we can help you, especially for consumer credit. Uh, if you can do it on your own, that's the best. Or if you need a collaboration, so yeah, we can look into that as well. Okay. Uh, where we're going, so yeah, I think we're about to wrap it up here, and in a couple of days will be the Lunar New Year. Okay, so this year is the year for snake. Okay, so my animal is snake. So it's a it's a kind of anniversary of the animal. So what we do in the Lunar New Year, usually people hand out the red pockets, right? You see that the fu means fortune. Fortune on this side actually is says it's a word as characters meaning one piece of land. So you have one piece of land, you are fortunate enough, right? So that's the ancient days. Because with the land you can plant crops, right? You have food. With land you can build a house. Um, uh, So red color is the symbol color, right? You can use it everywhere. Uh, yeah, you can see another fool, right? Fool, fortune. So these days, I wish you a happy new year. Still in January 2025. Still say happy new year. If you celebrate Lunar New Year, so happy Lunar New Year, right? So I wish the New Year's fortune, happiness, health be with you and your family. Okay. Thank you for watching my first live event. There are some technical issues, but I think we'll do better next time. Okay, thank you.